Nestled in the heart of the theater district, there's a crowd pleaser that's been packing them in for 60 years.
And not only is it known for its food, but its deep ties to Broadway, as I found out firsthand. The sweetest sounds on Broadway aren't coming from an orchestra pit, but this restaurant, where the sizzle of burgers grilling and cocktails being shaken have been a constant on 46th Street since Joe Allen first opened its doors and reservation book back in May of 1965.
60 years, it's really amazing.
Lunch and dinner service choreographed with the precision of a Broadway musical.
People are anxious. They got tickets to this show. They've come to New York. They're, everything about it is, stressful. And then they can come here and they know that they're going to get a nice meal and they're going to get the theater on time. I started here as a server in 1998.
Mary Hatman should know, handpicked by Joe Allen to carry on the legacy and run his namesake restaurant.
The whole experience was really important to him. And he used to always say, if I like the place, if it works for me, then other people will. He was a front of the house guy. He had come from working at PJ Clark's. He was a bartender there.
Allen, who died in 2021, has become as much a legend as the famous clientele who frequent the Clubby Theater District institution. Although there's no naming names here, instead they let the food, especially the burger, take center stage.
Joe was pretty picky. So he was always battling to make sure he got his ground beef exactly the way he wanted it.
There's also the iconic bar.
We do amazing cocktail setup. We make all of our martinis with a side iced carafe to keep it cold.
But there's another scene stealer, Joe Allen's flop wall, immortalizing Broadway's biggest commercial failures, beginning with this show and poster donated by the cast that lore has it while commiserating in the restaurant 60 years ago.
I'm the son of Moose Charlap, the theater composer who wrote Kelly, one of the most famous flops in the history of American musical theater.
While you probably haven't heard of Kelly, you know Grammy Award-winning musician Bill Charlap's dad's Broadway blockbuster. Fox 5 capturing Sandy Duncan taking flight while rehearsing for the hit 1979 Broadway revival.
My father has Peter Pan up on the walls in Sardi's, but here we have Kelly.
Proof previous success isn't an insurance policy against landing on the Mount Rushmore of shows that only ran a minute.
I did look at the posters on the wall and I recognized some of the shows, and I, never imagined that I would be able to sit underneath my own poster.
Before Jill Eikenberry became a household name in movies like Arthur and the hit TV series L.A. Law, the Emmy nominee was a New York theater actress and Joe Allen regular.
Joe Allen's was the hangout, and for every show I did on Broadway and off Broadway, and it was always where we went.
Earning a place on the wall for her starring role in Onward Victoria, which opened and closed on the same night in December of 1980.
When the reviews came out, it honestly wasn't a big shock because there were so many things that weren't really working,
Something our man on the aisle, Stuart Klein, agreed with.
The beautiful Jill Eikenberry makes the best of the title role, but the show has all the energy of a dead fish.
But Eikenberry has a sense of humor about it, thanks to Joe Allen.
I made a point of sitting, if I could, underneath the poster so that, people would make the connection. And it became a thing.
While the posters adorning the walls may represent flops, Joe Allen has proven to be one of the longest running hits on Broadway. 60 years, wow.
Yeah, I know. I love the flop wall.
Reservations at Joe Allen open 1 week ahead of time. And Steve, another fun fact, if you want to get onto the flop wall, it's up to management.
Right, so you can't make a flop on purpose to get on the flop wall.
They gotta say that's the energy of a dead fish in order to get on the flop wall.
We don't want that. That theater critic was tough.